Yo, what's up, guys? It's your girl, Halls Who, and we are back with another reaction video. What's up? How you doing? All right, today we are doing a short horror film on one of my favorite fast food joints, which I need to stop eating it. I definitely need to stop eating it because of my whole diet kick that I just need to stop eating it. Taco Bell is one of my favorite fast food joints. I know. It's a mystery meat up in there. I get it. But it's so good. All right. We are watching 3 true Taco Bell horror stories. Okay? If you like this video, you like my content, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and comment. Subscribe to your girl. More subscribers, more content. I always say that. And hit that notification bell so you can stay with the latest. Alright? Not gonna waste your time, don't waste mine. Let's get to the video. Let's do it. Whew. Make sure this volume is up. Sure the action is authentic. Let's sit back, let's enjoy it. Oh yeah,
that's
how you feel.
The following story is just downright terrifying. It involves a Taco Bell employee and this random creep who you can see in this video clip, who appears to be attempting to break a Taco Bell. It's what the estranged man does after, is what makes this story chilling. Here's what it looked like. I've been working at the Taco Bell in Atlanta for a few years now. I usually work the night shifts because it's slower paced due to the lack of customers around this time. However, the downfall is that you're more than likely to serve a creep, especially around this side of town. It's Taco Bell's policy that anyone is welcome to come sit inside, as long as they purchase something on our menu. I loathe the policy, as it attracts a lot of crackheads and hobos who just buy a small soda or water.
Really said a lot of
Another
crackheads and
plausible
hobos.
excuse to loiter as long as they want it, which literally made the workplace feel as if I was working in a homeless shelter. It wouldn't be an issue if they only sat for an hour or so. However, most of these customers tend to overstay, leaving myself and fellow coworkers to work overtime and clean up after them. The month of December had just begun. It was a snowy day when one of our creepy and erratic regulars came in and stood at the front of the counter, just staring at me. This wasn't his first rodeo with us, but tonight seemed a bit more uneasy than usual. He was easily taller than me, and his eyes were always bulged out, as though he were on something. He kept a hood over his head, so I never knew if he was bald or not. As other customers entered the Taco Bell, the creep would just stand there and let them butt ahead to order their meal. His unsettling gaze never broke, as he deeply stared into my soul. The awkward stare down then transitioned to an abrupt demand for free food. Give me some free tacos. I'm a loyal customer, so I deserve free food. Dude, I can't give you free food just because you come in every night. Give me tacos, now! Loyal customers buy things.
Sound like when I'm hungry.
Don't.
Give me tacos.
You need to leave.
Because that's what I want.
Every night for the entire month of December,
Tacos and chicken.
this creep
Tacos
came
and
in
chicken.
at the exact same time and would beg every staff member for free tacos, sometimes for hours. He would stare me down, approach the counter, and demand free food, like we were in debt to him or something. It was fortunate that any time I told him to leave, he did. But when it was the end of my shift, I was always terrified to walk to my car. During close, I had the responsibility of escorting all customers, while I shut off the lights and locked up the restaurant. For night shift employees, we were advised to park as far away from the building. That way we could avoid any potential creeps lurking the street. Each night I walked to my car. I had this eerie feeling of being watched. I would always tuck my keys in between my fingers and speed walk as fast as possible to my vehicle. The feelings of anxiety subsided when I got into my car and left the parking lot. When I got home, I would take a shower and fall asleep to friends. The combination of a nice hot shower and comedy calmed me down and allowed me to face the next night. But unfortunately, any self-care remedies wouldn't stop that same creep from showing up at the Taco Bell. The exact same thing happened again. The man would awkwardly stare me down and demand free food. Give me some free food, goddammit! No! You're upsetting the other customers. Please leave. I want free food. I'm not giving you free food just because you walk in here.
Right.
I don't even get free food.
Stay your ground.
Make me a taco now! Get the hell out of here!
I don't even make the
calling
tacos.
cops.
First of
I
all,
pulled out
stop
my
spitting in
phone,
my
and
face.
he left. That whole night, I had to deal with the anxiety of my shift ending and potentially encountering that guy again. I genuinely hated being the last one out every night and considered asking one of my coworkers to take the closing deed, but I didn't. I just mustered up any courage left in my manhood and decided to face the noise when the dreaded hour came where I would have to turn off the lights and lock up. Strangely enough, I didn't have the feeling of being watched. The night was quiet, but nothing foul lingered in the air. I kept my guard up until I got to my car and went home. I was called into work the next morning by the daytime manager. They didn't tell me what was going on until I arrived. I followed him into the office where he was reviewing security footage from the night before. He gestured for me to sit, and we reviewed the footage together. My eyes amplified in horror as I watched the very same creep that had been harassing me every night this month crawl through the drive-thru window. According to the time, this was after I threatened to call the cops. My stomach dropped as I realized he'd been hiding in the restaurant while I was closing the entire time. He could have done anything to me, and thank God he didn't. As the building was deserted, he proceeded to fire up the grills and cook himself an entire meal. He ate everything he cooked, and then laid down on the floor, falling asleep. We fast-forwarded the footage about 5 hours when the man had awoken. Again, he snuck out the window, but didn't leave empty-handed. It was reported that he had stolen a tablet and laptop. I explained to the manager that this guy has been coming in every night this month to badger me about giving him free food, and how I refused every time. The drive-thru window now has an automated lock on it, to ensure this doesn't happen again. Despite the automated lock and the creep never showing his face again, I still felt uneasy every night. It's been a few months now, and I still get quivers every time I lock up, or hear someone enter the taco.
Oh my gosh. He walking through that book like he owns it. Look, taking out all the stuff. Oh wow. This dude crazy. For real, for real. It will go to sleep. That's crazy. That's like for real, off the wall.
This story was inspired by a case regarding an Army veteran who was in a coma for X amount of months. After being ill for quite some time, the man goes through a nightmarish journey in hopes of getting his life back. And of course, Taco Bell. Here's what it looked like. I'm a veteran with a wife and 2 kids, so staying fit has always been important to me. But after getting out of the service, like many veterans, I was faced with some post-traumatic stress.
And that is
all
so
in all,
sad.
I think my case was less severe
you
than
do
most,
so much
and I was
to
lucky to
protect
get home
something
without
that you
any
believe
physical
in.
injuries. That said, I
you
had
could
to find a
possibly
way
die
to
from
cope.
or get
For me,
injured
it was
and
Taco Bell.
where you cannot
That's not as bad as
work
some of the other
or do
ways one
something,
can
and then you get out
self-medicate. But
and
my
you have
addiction
nothing.
to the fast food
Nowhere to
Tex-Mex
go,
did have
no
some negative effects
opportunities.
on my health.
That
I started
is
to
so
gain weight,
sad.
and to this,
Like,
my wife caught on rather quickly.
That's so sad. It
I
shouldn't
love
be
you,
like
baby,
that.
but
You shouldn't have to
you have to
go
stop
through
eating
that.
so much Taco Bell. You're gonna have a heart attack.
Don't worry, babe. I'm going to be fine. Even though she turned out to be right, it was really hard for me to stop. I never really did. I don't know why I turned to Taco Bell exactly. Maybe it was because it was one of those things I missed while on deployment. One of those things that reminded me of home and kept me going through the hard times. My wife would always take it away if she saw me with it, so I started getting sneaky. I'd go out for errands and order a large quantity, eat some while I was out, then smuggle the rest inside and munch on it while nobody was looking, or while I was in the bathroom using the toilet or taking a shower. Any chance I could get. Really, even in bed. Textbook addiction stuff, according to my therapist.
Wow.
But it all
I
came
love
to
me
a
some
head
Taco
in
Bell,
a really
but
strange way when I came down with double pneumonia. At first, I just had a cough, but within a few days, I was bedridden. Even then, I was asking my wife to get me Taco Bell. My illness scared her so bad she took me to the hospital instead. There, I got hooked up to a bunch of wires and machines, and then I had a heart attack and fell into a coma. Some people say that when you're comatose, you're actually aware of everything that's going on around you. You just can't react to it or remember it when you wake up. I don't know about all that, but I can say that in my case, it wasn't just like falling asleep and waking up 2 months later. It was more like a pendulum swing of life and death. Like I'd be down, then I'd feel like I was about to come up for a moment, then I'd fall again. I was stuck in some kind of cycle of being totally knocked out,
like a
then
limbo.
almost regaining consciousness, then falling deeper into the coma. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't all counting sheep. Every time I slid a floor, just an abyss getting closer and closer to the flames of the underworld. There, it started gnawing on my legs viciously, with jagged, serrated teeth. It didn't want me to be able to get back up and start running again. The pain was unimaginable. And as the demon severed my legs, it kept pulling me closer to whatever kind of fiery portal it came from. I tried so hard to crawl away from it, but I just kept sliding against my will, and it felt like I was being dragged against a bed of nails or a belt sander, like my skin was being torn away as I was taken. But every time I got close to the portal, what felt like the point of no return or the edge of death itself, it would all vanish into blackness, and I would think that I was finally about to come to. I would try to get up, to say something, or simply to get my own lungs breathing again. Sometimes I swear I could even hear the voices
I'm so
of doctors,
sorry. I'm like
or
over
see
here,
my
like
wife sitting
so
beside
tuned
me,
in.
waiting for me. I'd try to grasp onto her so I wouldn't go back, but it
My
was no
commentary
use.
is like
After
this
getting
big
just a
on
few
this one. Like
seconds of somewhat
I'm
benevolent
deep,
reality,
deep.
I'd snap back
into
to my
this.
race towards death. It all started happening faster and faster, like my chances of survival were getting slimmer and slimmer. No matter how hard I screamed, there'd be nobody to hear me. No matter how hard I kicked at the face of the demon trying to eat me, there'd be only bloody, ravaged stumps left of my legs. And every time it would get more of me. I was eventually reduced to a torso, with the shreds of my legs long gone down the gullet of the beast. I was so weak, I couldn't fight it anymore. There was no skin left on my arms from all the crawling, and my bones were beginning to wither away. I was almost a goner. It was taking me down closer to the raging inferno than ever before, and I got a good look down into it. There was an army of disembodied hands waiting there for me in the eternal fire, itching to tear my soul to shreds and make me one of them. I was just about to give up, but the only thing that saved me was feeling the flames finally begin to lick the remnants of my body. The fierce heat of imminent immolation hit me like an electric shock. I fought back with more fury than ever before. Not even physically, just all in my soul. You can't take me. You can try, but you can't. None of you can. Not bullets, not bombs, not sickness, not fire. Screw you. I am not finished yet. And then, just like that, without any warning whatsoever, it all vanished. I was in the blackness again, but this time it was different. I could feel it. It was dry. I soon realized that I was feeling the parchedness of my eyelids, mouth, and nose. I tried to speak, but there was something in my throat. My first attempts at movement were rather quite perceive. People shouting and walking, but all I could see was the blackness getting lighter, turning gray. And then I felt the thing in my throat get yanked out. Somebody, a doctor, pried open my eyelids and flashed a light into my pupils. I got my first look at everything in a long time, and I started being able to decipher the words that were being said. Phew, I thought you were lost there for a minute. You sure are a trooper.
Oh my god, he's awake. Are you okay?
There was so much going on, so many people around, I couldn't really focus on responding to any one person. Instead, I just looked inward and tried to communicate what it was my body needed most in that moment. The words came out slurred and jumbled,
What, Taco
but I
Bell?
clearly remember managing the words. I want Taco Bell. Unfortunately, because of how badly I deteriorated during the coma, I wasn't able to get my fix for a long time. I weighed in at a size I'd never been since middle school. I was hardly able to walk or talk, and I certainly wasn't ready for solid food. My stomach shrank to the size of a lemon or something. It was almost another 2 months before the day finally came, when my wife arrived with a big bag of those hot, spicy, crunchy, juicy tacos. I've never had that dream since, and I have a newfound love for all the things in my life, which is gradually helping me get off of my addiction to Taco Bell.
The next story was inspired by some camera footage regarding a Taco Bell clown terrorizing various fast food locations. This was in fact a true story, so you could only imagine how the employees felt. Here's what the story looked like.
Jesus.
My mom always warned me not to work at fast food or convenience stores, and to especially avoid working night shifts. She always said I would never know what kind of crazy people I would run into, but I never really understood why. When the time came for me to get my first job, I was just interested in landing what was available for a sheltered space cadet like myself. So I ended up working the late shift at Taco Bell as a drive-thru attendant. For a while, I thought my mom was just a little paranoid. Yeah, the people who came to the drive-thru at 1:30 in the morning were a little strange and usually intoxicated, but I never had to be in the
Why
same
it
room.
look like a whole lizard?
And even then, business was
You
usually
see
so
something
slow,
like
I
that,
spent
you're not
most of
being
my
served
time
by me,
cleaning.
sir.
Honestly, I spent
Go and
so
take
many
your money
hours doing so
elsewhere.
little that I was wishing for something interesting to happen.
Because I'm not
But,
giving it.
like they say, be careful what you wish for. There was one night that stands out among the rest. As my memory of working at Taco Bell continues to fade into a blur, this one night only gets clearer and clearer. It started off just as mundane as any other night, slow and quiet, just me and a cook. I hadn't had a customer come through the lane in almost 20 minutes, and closing time was drawing near. That's when the car pulled up to the intercom. Hi, welcome to Taco Bell. How may I take your order?
Yeah, let me get a... Shh, bro, hold up. What, man? Sorry, man, I thought I saw a cop car drive by and I got spooked. Alright, well, chill the hell out, man. I'm just ordering right now.
Just let me know when you're ready to order. It sounded like two people were in the car arguing over what to get. That sort of thing happens all the time. People get up to order and haven't even looked at the menu, so they have to figure it out on the spot. After a few seconds, they spoke again.
Alright, man, we're ready. Just a chicken chipotle melt.
Alright, sir, anything else?
Nah, man, that's it. Thank you very much.
Such is the nature
My
of
hot
a late night
blast go
shift.
hard.
But I
Can't
was a little
forget that.
confused. It was strange to me that two dudes in a car would only get one item, and have it be the cheapest thing on the menu. But I figured maybe the other guy just decided he didn't want anything. Within a couple seconds, the car had pulled up to the window.
Tinted
The
windows.
car's windows were super tinted,
Yeah.
so I couldn't see inside until they rolled their window down. In the driver's seat was a man with his hood up, and for some reason, sunglasses on at night. I could barely see any of his face, but what was weirder was the fact that there was nobody in the passenger seat. For a moment, I was dumbfounded. I was sure that there had been two people talking to each other in the car, but
Y'all
then
know
I
that
saw
song?
the man in the driver's seat
Sunglasses?
reach his hand out in a fist, as if he was about to pay with a bunch of quarters.
That's what you listening to. That's
Out
why
of
you had
habit,
that
I
look.
opened the drive-thru window.
Is what it
That's when the
sounded
barrel of a gun appeared from the side and pointed straight into my eyes. I froze. He'd been just outside the window, around the corner, waiting for me to open it. His face was concealed by a mask, but it was no less menacing. It was one of those creepy killer clown masks, and I was absolutely terrified of clowns. He grabbed me by the collar and pulled me halfway out the window, keeping the barrel of the gun right in front of my eyes.
You try anything and you're dead.
He pushed me back with a great deal of force, sending me reeling into the kitchen. Overcome with fright, I fell to the floor. As I watched the robber climbing through the window, I realized he was wearing a varsity jacket. What's more, the jacket was from my high school. This guy was my classmate and probably the same age as me. He threw a pillowcase at me and started barking orders while still holding me at gunpoint.
Get up, punk! Come on, get up! Pick up that bag! Get over here and open the register! Do it!
I tried to obey the orders as quickly and calmly as I could, but I was absolutely racked with fear. My hands were shaking.
Where's
and I felt like I
everybody?
could
You
barely
working by
breathe.
yourself?
Unfortunately,
Did I miss that
this
part?
only agitated him.
Hurry up! All the money in the bag! All of it! Lift up the tray! I know where you hide it, so don't try and trick me! You try anything and you're dead!
Here, man, that's all of it.
This is chump change! You ain't done yet, punk! Get up front and open those registers!
Those registers are empty until the open shift.
You're lying to me! Open them up, now!
I obeyed again. I pushed no sale and showed him the empty drawers. He flipped out.
This is bull! You better show me some money, you're gonna get it, man! Empty the safe! I can't, man, I'm sorry. Only the manager can open and they're not here overnight, I promise! You better not be lying to me! Swear on your mother! I swear, man, I swear on my life!
My heart was pounding. The madder the robber got, the more I worried that I might lose my life. But I got a moment to breathe when he ran into the kitchen and dragged the cook out from hiding. I felt so relieved in my life. For a long, surreal moment, the cook and I sat in silence. I knew I'd be having nightmares for the rest of my life. When we gathered ourselves together, the cook picked up the restaurant phone and called the police. They ended up catching those kids within hours because he wore that stupid varsity jacket. Both of those kids were only 17, and when their names came out, I realized I'd heard them in roll call before. But the harshest realization was that the gun I'd been petrified by wasn't even a real gun, just a replica. Still, they robbed 2 other places that night, and it didn't make a difference. While we were waiting for the police to arrive, a customer pulled up to the window, which was still wide open, and started catching an attitude, totally unaware of what had just happened.
We're closed!
Watch as a teenager dressed in a clown mask robs this Domino's pizza worker using what looks like a gun. This is surveillance video from inside the fast food shop in Phoenix, Arizona. Cops say 2 17-year-old suspects have been arrested in connection with the crime here and in a similar incident at a Taco Bell within an hour of each other. Police say the teen hiding behind the mask, whose name was not released, was charged with 3 armed robberies. The other teen, they say, acted as the getaway driver.
Give me some free tacos. I'm a loyal customer, so I deserve free food. Dude, I can't...
This had my full attention, y'all. I'm sorry if I didn't give y'all what I usually give y'all with all my commentary. This had my full attention. I was invested, say the least. But if you like this video, I will go ahead and put the original video in the description down below. You can hear without my talking, even though it wasn't much of it on this one. And go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that notification bell, my bad. And subscribe to your girl. I will see you guys next video. Peace.